All right, we are on part 2 of the double half formulas in Unit 3 for pre-calculus. So we're moving on to example 4. So now they're giving you the sine of angle A is -4/5 and A is in quadrant 3. So we're going to go ahead and draw the triangle in quadrant 3. Now be careful that you connect the triangle to the x-axis, right? I know everyone remembers the here because that's the radius of the unit circle, but then they sometimes connect it like to the y-axis, and I see that a lot. So just keep that in mind. Remember your when you're drawing your angles, it should be like a bow tie, like that. Okay. So that goes away. So we've drawn the triangle. We've put in the okay. Since the sine is -4/5 and the opposite side is negative because it's going down, and the radius is always positive, that accounts for the -4/5, which makes when you Pythagorean theorem it, the other side is going to be a -3. Now Pythagorean theorem, again, will give you a 3, not a -3. You have to put the negative in. That's a very common mistake. Don't forget about the negative. So if we're asked to find sine of twice that angle, we can break out, and I put the formulas right up here. They're not on your sheet, but on my screen they are. So do sine alpha cosine alpha to sine of alpha, we already know is -4/5. They gave that to us, and the cosine should be -3/5. Simplify, and we should get 24/25. All right, for the cosine of 2 alpha, we've got cosine squared minus sine squared. And again, we just have to remember which formula to use, what values to plug in, and make sure we're using the unit circle properly. What am I doing? Can't do anything while I'm talking. All right, so once we square this negative, that becomes a positive, but there's a negative on the outside waiting for it. So that becomes 9/25, because a negative times a negative is a positive, minus 16/25, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and there's a negative waiting for it, which brings you to -7/25. Now, when we get to the half formulas, so again, if you're trying to find, you have to figure out where this angle is to determine which sign to use, this plus or minus. How do we do that? Well, where is alpha divided by 2? Alpha divided by 2, the original alpha was between pi, when we drew our triangle, was between pi and 3 pi over, and 3 pi over 2. So here's pi and here's 3 pi over 2, right? Because it was in the third quadrant. Well, if I just take those and divide everything by 2, and that becomes a 4, now pi over 2 is less than our angle, and that's less than 3 pi over 4, which means that we are in quadrant 2 now. We are in a different quadrant, which inside quadrant 2, the sign is positive, so we are going to be using a plus. Plus 1 minus, I'm just following the formula, cosine. And this is usually where students have trouble. It's not, the trig. They get the trig. I'm going to get rid of the plus because we already know it's a plus. 1 minus 3/5. This is where this negative, or this stuff, this math, is where people have trouble. So that becomes a plus 1 plus 3/5 over 2. I am going to multiply that entire fraction, the numerator and the denominator, through by 2 over, no, I've got to get rid of the 5. So 5 over 5. There we go. Which is going to make this 5 plus 3 over 10. And that, I'm running out of room, equals square root of 8 over 10. Simplify, it's 4/5. Now go ahead and just leave it that way. Technically there's a radical in the denominator, but we're done for now. Let's move on. I'll rationalize the next one if we have to. So cosine. Cosine of alpha over 2 is going to be negative because the cosine is negative in the second quadrant. So we start with negative. 1 plus cosine of alpha over 2. I always have to look up these formulas. 1 minus 3/5 over 2. That ends up being, oh, we've got a negative in front. Can't forget the negative. 5 minus 3 over 10. And that's an equal sign. And that equals negative square root of, 5 minus 3 is 2. 10, so that's 1/5. All right, that equals, I'll go ahead and rationalize this one. This one equals negative square root of 1, which is just 1, over root 5. And to rationalize it, I think you just need to watch and you'll understand. Boom, done. I think we have one more problem to do. Tangent. Okay, now the tangent, we've already figured out the tangent is negative in this quadrant here, right? So if you choose to use, and there's 3 options, right? If you choose to use the one with the, let me flip back and show you. So see how we've got in black 3 options. We've got this one where we've got a plus or minus, so you have to choose the sign. That's the hardest one. I've already done one of those using that. I'm going to go ahead and do this one using one of the other 2 over here. Okay. So how about I just choose, I don't know. Let's do this one right here. Okay, because they're all going to give us the tangent of theta of 2 over 2. So 1 minus cosine over sine. So I don't have to worry about whether it's plus or minus. I would if I had chosen the first formula. So that's going to be 1 minus cosine of alpha over sine. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw the numbers in that we know. Now, I've got 2 fractions with a denominator of 5 that I don't like, so I'm going to multiply through everything by 5 over 5, which is going to end up with, it's going to make that 1 a 5. Minus minus makes it plus, and that's a 3 because the 5 in the denominator will cancel. And then my denominator will just be negative 4. I'm checking my work to make sure that's right. So that is negative 2, right? Because it's an 8 over 4. Done. So much easier when you don't have to deal with the sign. If we were in class, I would redo this problem using the one where you had to choose a sign and you'd end up getting the exact same answer, negative 2. And I think we are done. Yes, we'll do some of those problems in class next time. All right, peace out.